Hey, good afternoon. Dustin Yos here again from Woodwind Brasswind. We're at the NAMM 2017 show here in Anaheim, California. And right now I'm joined with Ryan from Ludwig Drums. We're going to talk a little bit more about some new marching percussion. Ryan, how's it going today?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. It's always a nice opportunity to get here and come hang out with vendors and see what's new and new. What year NAMM is this for you?
With the company, this is my third NAMM.
Third NAMM?
And probably my sixth altogether.
Six. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so why don't you tell us some more about these new Ludwig drums?
Sure. This is the new Ludwig Ultimate Series. We actually launched these mid-year last year. A total redesign. Ludwig is, like many of the brands we have at Consummer, it's a legacy brand. There's a lot of history behind it. Ludwig was the brand of choice, in the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. So a redesign was much needed. So complete overhaul. What really makes these unique is the shell. And not just these drums, but all the drums that Ludwig makes down in North Carolina in our facility. We make our shells from scratch, so we can control the process from start to finish. We have a lot of proprietary processes in there that result in that unmistakable Ludwig sound. So, this is no exception. These shells are all 100% maple. The snare drum's an 8-ply, 7.2 millimeter. Tenors and bass drum, 6-ply, 5.4 millimeter. So we went a little bit bigger on the snare drum just to get that projection for your drum line behind the back hash, which is where they reside 90% of the time.
Great. Now with the larger drum, is there still any issue with weight, or are they still pretty lightweight?
Sure. So we addressed the weight issue because the Ludwig drums, the previous version we had, were fairly heavy. They were designs from the 80s. So actually what we did by switching a lot of the metal materials and what I would call non-critical components, we were able to take out almost 5 pounds of weight on a snare drum. So,
oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So this snare drum weighs 15.5 pounds, and our old one was just about 20 pounds. So a lot of weight savings. Tenors especially, new lug casing material, switching from zinc to aluminum, a lot lighter material. These casings are actually designed for the marching activity. So on like a standard quint configuration, we're saving about 5 pounds on that as well. So
very cool.
A lot of consideration.
And now, do these drums come standard with Remo heads?
They come with Remo heads. They're going to be, snare drums will come with a control sound on top, clear ambassador on the bottom. Tenors come with pinstripes, and the bass drums come with smooth ambassadors.
Perfect. Well, I know we got a lot of cool stuff here in the booth. What did you want to touch on next? Should we start with Timpani or maybe Marimba?
Yeah, we can talk. Let's actually talk Xylo kit. Looks like there's nobody over there right now, so
perfect.
Let's head that
We're
way.
on the move.
See, that's part of when.
All right, so this is the LM Xylo. And this marks its 1-year anniversary. This is something that we did kind of a soft launch dealer preview at this show last year. And we have at Consum, we have a division of education, and we're treating kind of band directors, kind of picking the brains. We bring them to Elkhart, and we make kind of a production of it. But a lot of dialogue between the two parties, and what we kept hearing from these directors that teach, particularly middle school beginning percussion, is that they'd love to have like a practice marimba, a big large instrument, but it might be too big or too expensive. So therefore they kind of go to the bell kit, and the bell kit's been the staple of beginning percussion for 30 years. I mean, that's what I started on, and it has its time and place. But the challenge with the bell kit, percussion is primarily hand-eye coordination and muscle memory, and a bell kit doesn't teach you either of those because you can have all this applied technique, but when you go to a full-size mount instrument, you lose all that technique. So
right. Very good point.
Something in between.
So for our customers out there, does this come in any kind of bag or case?
Yeah, so this comes as a kit. If you're familiar with like a typical bell kit, that's kind of the componentry in here. So it comes with obviously your 2.5 octave Paduk xylophone, comes with your stand, practice pad, which we're actually working with ProLogix.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
yeah,
very good.
Very well-known pad company is helping us out with this kit, and then Mike and Vic are making the sticks and mallets, and it actually does come. If you excuse me, here comes in the carrying case right behind you here. So everything's going to fold up. going here nice and easy. It's got wheels. That way we know people are going to be moving this around. Not something that's going to go on and off of the school bus. A lot of school regulations now, like you can't take a trombone on a school bus in most places. So, but that in mind, we still wanted to make it portable because this might be something that mom and dad need to get in and out of the car, things like that. So it does all condense down in here, and altogether it weighs about 30 pounds.
Very cool. No, it's a very nice complete package. What is the retail start on this?
Retail and MAP price is $9.99.
Very cool. Very cool. So what else do we got here?
Yeah, let me put this down here, and then we can talk about new marimbas.
Perfect. Again, guys, Dustin Yost here, live at the NAMM show 2017. If you have any questions about this product or anything that you see while we're streaming live, feel free to leave a comment below, and we can try to get them answered. Again, I'm joined here with Ryan from Ludwig Drums. We're going to talk a little bit more about this big thing. What is this big thing?
This big thing is a marimba. So this is actually our newly designed field frame to kind of coincide with the marching drums. Obviously, there's a front ensemble in the modern marching percussion where, in the early 60s, 70s, that didn't exist yet. So these are going to comprise your front ensemble. And some changes we made on this versus the last version really only affect the cart. The keys, the resonators, what I call the instrument, remains unchanged. What we changed was the cart. And we made a couple of real big improvements. One has to do with the actual diameter of this tubing. This is all 1.5 inch tubing, which is kind of the industry standard, because band directors, they might have 100 of these little clamps here, and obviously that adds up, so they don't want to have to buy a new cart and all new clamps. So we downsized. We were at 2 inches on the previous version, so going to kind of the industry standard has really helped in that regard. These are also adjustable in length, which is another big improvement we made. Musser, because it's been around since 1948, there's a lot of different sized instruments out there. So, and the frame is always the first thing to give out on an instrument. The keys, the resonators, they're all great, but if you have an instrument that's 30 years old, it's probably missing a wheel, or it's leaning to the left, it's got duct tape holding it together. So the frame is always the first thing to go. So because it's adjustable, you can actually fit any instrument on here. So if you have an older Musser instrument like an M7055, you could fit it on this cart, or a 7365, you could put it on here as well. So we're very excited about this.
Very cool. Yeah, very impressive. So probably what's important about this rod here is being able to clamp different cymbals and that kind of thing for maybe more of the marching medium.
Right. Yeah. Most marching mediums, you're going to have. Obviously I have a bell set here, but a lot of people will do various cymbals, Glockens, bell sets, concert snare drums, concert toms. There's a lot of that going on now. And it really helps from the mobility aspect, right? You can mount it here, and then you just have to push your keyboard. You don't have to worry about grabbing your snare drum stand, grabbing your tom stand, cymbal stand. It's really helpful to have it all mounted off the keyboard.
Great. Perfect. Very exciting stuff. So thanks again, Ryan, for joining us. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of NAMM. Again, Dustin Yost here with Woodwind Brasswind. Again, if you have any questions as we're live streaming, feel free to post them below as we move throughout the NAMM 2017 show. We'll be back later with some more content, but check in soon. Thanks.